So data table provide us some features. We will talk about that in this video. And so let's start. So here you can see we have our data table function, and we have a query function, then we have a HTML function, then we have column function. So what they all will do, we will talk about that. So first we will talk about data table. This data table return all the uh, data of tables. So it includes all this query, HTML, get columns. Okay. So let's first talk about query. Then we will come back to this data table again. So this query is to take data from database. So whichever database model you need to take data, you add it here. So suppose we have a user, so this query, this much data will return all users data in our data table. So as you can see, I added here role vendor with shop. So this will take only data which have role vendor and with their shops. I defined relation a shop in vendor model, a user model. So as you can see, we have a shop relation here as one shop. So it will take shop data. So you can do more filters here. You can add more filters in your query here. Like if you want to active users only, so to show in your data table, you can add with where active one. So now we have data from database. Now we have to create a column in our data tables. Like we have name column, sub column, mobile, email status, and action. So to do that, return columns here. Return make column name. So it will add a column name. Similarly, we have shop, phone, email, active, action. So this we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns here. So you can see here we have 6 columns in data tables. Now, uh, as you can see, I have added with here. So you can define with by adding this. Also, you can add a footer. If you want to add footer, then you can add footer here, and inside footer just add what you want to say, show there. So if you want to show some text and refresh this page, at the bottom of page here it will be changed to some text. So as you can see, in footer we have some text here. Now you want to change title name, so add title, my name, and refresh this page. So we have my name in, so we have my name, uh, name changed to my name. So you can customize your title. Suppose in, as you can see, in next column we have shop dot name. So you have to provide title here. Okay. And and one more thing, this shop name, I am taking this from this relation data. So I have shop here, so I am taking shop name. Okay. So title with explained. Now we have orderable. So in some of data we don't need this orderable. So as you can see, we have only in status and my name column. So in all others I set it to false. So we are not getting in our table this orderable feature. Now next is default content. Yes, this is very important. As you can see, default content I kept it null. Let's remove this from here. Now you can see in our shop name we have some null data. So if we refresh this, we will get error in our data table. So if we refresh this, it will generate error in our data table. So to avoid this type of error for null data, and you can say for null safety, just add default content blank. So what will happen, or you can say not available. So what will happen when you refresh this, if it will add here not available, or if you keep it blank, it will show nothing here, but it will not generate error alert. Okay. Now next thing, we have add class. So this add class is to add class in the column. So as you can say, we have text center here. So it's added text center in active. So we have this is status. This is at center. Text are in center of the column. So if we copy this and add it in when email column and refresh this, in email you can see now we have all emails are in center of the column. This printable and exportable false is to suppose we have printable true here. So what happened? Let's refresh this first and then print it. So now in print you will get all action buttons here. So to avoid this, if you don't want to print any column, just add printable false in that column. Default it's true, but you can change it to false. Okay, this get column is done. Now come back to HTML. So here in HTML, this builder is to build. This will build, take all this data and build a HTML for our data table. So this set table ID will set table ID. You can inspect this when I inspect in table here. You can see we have ID vendor table test, which I added here. So you can add ID an ID for your table. If you need to use any other customization from your or JavaScript or jQuery, you can use this ID. And this column is to import these columns in our HTML. This responsive true is to make our table responsive. So this minified Ajax is for Ajax operations. So it will include Ajax query in our data table HTML that will do all operations of data table, like when we change pagination or search, it will call Ajax query to get data from database. Now we have buttons, so we can add more buttons here. I kept only 3, but as you can see, it provides this much buttons: create, export, print, reset. So let me add these buttons here. So just comment them and refresh this page. So now we have all data here. So this create is to create, means we don't need to add manually here if we want to keep it. So just only add button make create here. So now we have export, print, reset, and reload. So also you can change its text and icon. So to do that, it has far download and text is CSV. So if this is create, so you want to keep your text, add here, add user, and FAFA users. So now if we refresh this, we have users icon here and add user text here. It's changed. So you can also change the text of your button like this. And now we have all buttons. And for this call visibility, you need to add call visibility JavaScript in your project. You can find it in Datatable website. So just add that, import that script, JavaScript, and add this button here. So you will get column visibility button. Now we have parameters. So as you can see, we don't need this in basic structure. It provides all thing here. But if you want to uh, set up something, you want to customize a data table and want to share it in all your data tables. Suppose I have many modules here, and in all modules I want same DOM structure. So to do that, open your data in open config. Here you will get data table buttons. Here you can see we have parameter here. So in parameter, in DOM structure, set do your DOM structure. Then whatever you will add here, it will be common for all the tables. So suppose you want to keep these buttons. So to do that, just we have to enable this, and this button will be common in all. So you don't need to add from here. Okay. And so to include that parameter from config, we just need to add location of the para. We just need to include config data tables buttons, and inside it we have parameters. So I write the function name. So I write the parameters array name here. So I write down in config data table buttons, write down the array parameters name here. So these parameters will be included. So in this parameter, you can see I set order is for 0 and descending. So then this 0 stands for this first column. So this is to set. Suppose you have columns, so many columns, and you want to set. So to do that, what you need to do? Change it to 3, and let's see what happens. First, let me make it this false. Now refresh this page. You can see 0, 1, 2, and 3. We have third column here active and it's set according to this. So if we keep ASC in ascending order, change this, and again go back to customers. Now you can see we have order is changed here. So you can set it by order. Now we have column reorder. So it's true. We can reorder that column. Responsive true. I already added it here. Responsive true. So we don't need to add at both places. So you can remove one, and this state save is important. So suppose as you can see, change it to false. So what happen if we, let's see first, search some data here. So I search for Moises. So now we have filter here Moises. So suppose after filter this, we change the module and came back again to the same module. Then what we found, we don't have anything here. But if you change this state same to true and again refresh this page and search for Moises and now change your module, go back to the same module, and as you can see here we have Moises here. So this state save will uh, keep remembering whatever changes you have done in that data table, so it will be remain same if you keep it true. Now next we have this file name. This file name is just to set the name of your file which will generated. Suppose you generated a CSV. So here it's customers and date time. Now we have data tables left. So here you can see we have eloquent query. So this will take this query data, and then we have edit column here. So this edit column is to edit the column. If you suppose you have a column active, and I so let's comment this active and refresh this page. You can see now in a status we have one here. So let's change it to 0. Now user is not active, so it will be 0 here. So it's 0 here. Now we don't want to show 1 and 0. We want to show it's active or inactive. To do that, what we need, we have active here status. So edit column active, just write add a function edit column active. Inside function take user data, this, and check if active is and then check if active is equal to 1, then return active, and you can return raw data. So, and if not, then it will return inactive. So refresh this page. Now we have active and inactive button badges here, but you must add this row column function here, otherwise it will not work. What will happen, just remove this active here. Now refresh this page, so you can see what we have returning our data here. It's taking as a string. So you don't need you but you need to show here pages. So what we have to do, in row columns, add a row column, add a row columns here, and inside this pass an array, and inside that array pass your column name. So it's active. Now refresh this page, and it's done. Similarly I did for email. So this get email column I added in helper function. Then add column action. This add column action I am taking from Blade PHP. So as you can see, for action we have added here computed action column. Okay, then in this column I am adding a blade page. So just write down add column in action because action is computed. So we can add a blade page. So vendors data table action. Let's open this page. As you can see here, yeah, I created a blade page data table actions, and here I am passing an anchor tag. Inside this we have view button. This anchor tag, inside this we have edit button. This edit, and this is tooltip, and this is delete button. And on click this delete, this destroy binder API will call. So I think that's done. And one more thing. Let me explain you this DOM structure again. So now you can understand this structure very clearly. We have first row, then second row, and then third row, as you can see in DOM structure. Then in first row we have three columns. So open the first row here. We have three columns here, and we have classes here. Now in second row we have a single column. So open second row here, we have a single column. Now in third row we have two columns. So we have two columns in second row. So now in this first div row we have L. This L stands for length. So this, as you can see, this show entry is length. So this L stands for that. And if you remove this, you will not found this here. So refresh this one, and as you can see, it's not more here. So let's add it again. Then we have deflex justify content. Inside this we have B. So I make this column deflex and keep it center. So you can see it's in center here. So open this, inspect this. So you can see we have classes here that deflex and justify content center here. So if you change it to start and refresh this, then we have, then it's moved to left. If you change it to end and refresh this, then it's moved to right. So keep it center. Now we have filter. This filter is for this search. So it's in third column. I divided it in 3, 6, 3. Now we have table. This T is for table and this R is for processing. As you can see, when I refresh this page, you will get a processing button block here. So this R stands for that processing section, or you can say processing pop-up. This again we have row div. Inside this we have two column div, and one is I and second is P. So this I is for in this information, and this P is for pagination. So you can modify your DOM structure, data table DOM structure